Good morning. Welcome back to Daytime at 9. It's a topic we cover regularly here on the show, and it's not fun or easy to talk about. However, if you or someone you love is battling an addiction, it's crucial to know not only what to do, but where to go for help. And that is where Greg Hanley, Alex Rahici, and Daniel Baldwin with Soba Recovery come in. And they're back.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm like, where's the guys? And they're back.
We're here.
Hey! Daniel's back.
Listen, I know, and I was getting to it. Daniel, we missed you last month. You weren't here, but you were a little bit busy.
I was in the Celebrity Big Brother house in London, and it was absolutely terrifying.
You're so happy to be back.
I'm so happy to be out of there. Yeah, for sure.
Well, America's glad that you're back too. We're glad that you made it back. We did miss you last month. It's not the same when you're not here.
I missed you guys too.
So while you were gone, you sent us a video. Mm-hmm. You sent us a clip, and you were just talking about some of the things that were happening overseas. You talked about the cocaine use in the UK and just how it's scary. It's everywhere.
Well, it seems like the chain that I learned from Greg and Soba is worldwide. It's a worldwide epidemic. You know, they start on these painkillers and these opiate-based drugs, and it moves from there. So it's everywhere.
Well, we're glad you're back. It's good to have you. And I want to talk, because we always start off talking about some of the articles from your latest publication, Recovery Today. And of course, we read them on the regular. And we have some favorites, and I want to kind of talk about some of the topics that you touched on in your latest monthly issue. So first up, there was an interview with Myra, and she was talking about the fact that so many people hit rock bottom. But do you have to hit rock bottom before you go into treatment? Because you do hear that a lot, and for people who don't know as much about it, they assume you got to hit that point before you're actually ready for recovery. Is that true?
No. Which is my opinion. There's a lot of people that say that let them hit rock bottom, and then they're at a funeral.
I was going to say it could be that kind of rock bottom, though. And then they have a saying that rock bottom is wherever you quit digging.
So you don't have to, and especially these days, we get a lot of young people in that they don't know any rock bottom, or they don't have any concept of how much trouble they're in. And just showing them how to get a good life, they start having a good life. So, you know, rock bottom is just wherever you stop. Mm-hmm. And hopefully people don't have to go through the bad part of getting in trouble with the law or having health issues that can't be fixed or those kind of things. If you can sidetrack rock bottom to where it is just a simple thing we were talking about this morning, that if you're finding that drugs and alcohol are consistently interfering with you having a good life, that's rock bottom enough. Mm-hmm. You don't need to lose everything or get in trouble. So that's just my opinion on it.
I just got sick because I saw the picture of Recovery Today with Myra on it. How amazing does she look? And she has over a year now. So
well, if there was ever that affected me a lot this morning too. I opened it up. I saw on Facebook Myra had posted it. You know, and besides my own recovery and how Soba played such a huge role in that, I look at this woman as somebody who, Alex is a producer and Greg brought me into a film, and the journey this girl has gone on from, you know, how bad it was to casting her in Wisdom, you know, because I knew she had it deep inside her, and then watching her now is just
she's
amazing.
The best.
Yeah, the first film that we were doing with her, she was playing somebody who was a drunk. Her name on the movie was Anna Alki.
Wow.
And she was drunk. Second movie was Wisdom, a girl getting, you know, clean.
I remember, right.
And now she's on the cover.
I got to write something that she's a counselor in now.
Yeah!
Yeah, we would bump into each other at film festivals, and I'd give her a card. And she did Machete with Danny Trejo.
Oh, okay.
And Danny, I met him one time, and I told him that I knew Myra, and he said he was worried about her. So it gave me kind of an opening with her to just mention on a street corner in New York when it was party. It was kind of going,
Hey, by the way.
Hey, Myra, Danny said hi, and here's my card. And then through Daniel and the relationship that went on,
Finally.
One day she just decided she was tired of it and came in and she is spectacular. Yeah. Really spectacular.
Yeah, she's a beautiful,
Good
beautiful
job,
lady. I've met her.
Good job,
It was
fellas.
almost a couple years ago,
Yeah.
right, that she was on the show. So yeah, just a lovely, lovely, lovely woman, and we're very happy that she's doing so well. Okay, another article was from one of your authors, a blogger on intherooms.com. And he was focusing on how emotional struggles with anger, depression, and shame factor into addiction and recovery. So where do those factor in? I know we talk about depression a lot and how it's just a vicious cycle when it comes to drug abuse or alcohol abuse and depression. Because then you get to a point where you don't know what's causing the depression.
Well, those
right?
are the underlying issues.
Yeah.
So in a 12-step program, you have a part of it where you're doing inventory and you're kind of getting rid of things that are bugging you.
Right.
And historically, in treatment, they had dual diagnosis, which means I had a drug problem, and then they got rid of the drugs or alcohol, and then I found out I had anxiety or depression. Most of the people, by the time they come into recovery, they're carrying around a lot of stuff. They have a lot of wreckage. And so they've got to unload it. And I discovered for myself, I didn't have room in my heart for peace and happiness when it was full of resentment, and it was full of fear, and it was full of
anger and all sorts.
Yeah, and guilt and shame. And so the process of going through and making amends for things that that you need to, and identifying these problems is really how people in recovery get to have a good life. Otherwise, they have what's called dry, and that's just people who aren't drinking or using, and they're just angry.
You're not dealing
Dry
with the
people are
underlying
the worst.
issues.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Well, the ironic,
Well, I wouldn't imagine they'd be a whole lot of fun just to hang out with. You know?
Yeah.
well, the ironic thing is that if your underlying problem has a depression core, and then you drink alcohol, which is a depressant,
Right.
you're trying to put a fire out with gasoline. You know, I mean, it's just a
true.
terrible cycle.
It's true. It's true. And then the final article I wanted to talk about was the power of negative thinking when you are in recovery. So how important is it, A, to be positive, but I would imagine that's probably difficult for people. You're not feeling real good.
Of time,
yeah. But how important is it?
Well, it's totally important. And if you're talking about from the outside, people that are dealing with people that have drug or alcohol problems, whether they're sober or not sober, and I think just in life in general, it's just better to, my purpose in life is to give confidence, and so you don't give confidence negatively, and people in recovery, they already feel that they're, most of it, when I came in,
judged,
looking
down on
very
them.
low
I felt like
self-esteem.
I had no value, and that everybody would be better off without me, and I found out that that wasn't the truth, and positive reinforcement is how you get better from this.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we are going to actually answer some viewer questions in just a bit, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back with Soba Recovery. Welcome back, everyone, and we are back with Soba Recovery. Greg Hanley and Daniel Baldwin are here, but we have a new special guest that has joined us. It's Robert Ferguson, and he is an author, a celebrity coach. He's the founder and CEO of Diet Free Life, and he works directly with Soba.
With Soba.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you, and I don't think we've talked about fitness and nutrition when it comes to recovery and that whole process. So I'm glad that you're here today. And I guess my first question is just how important is it to make sure that you're getting the exercise and you're eating what you should be eating? How important is that in the recovery process?
I would say extremely important, because energy is important. How you feel is important. Mood is important. And we all know that food plays a big role in how we feel and our mood and energy. And you exercise, right?
I do.
And
yes.
so when you're exercising regularly, you feel better, you have better
Feel good.
mental clarity. So fitness and nutrition, they both are key components to helping a person, I think, transition to a healthier life.
And for me personally, the exercise, it's my stress reliever. So I can imagine how stressed someone would be in that situation. And so, I mean, is it helpful when it comes to stress?
Snagged.
You know?
Snagged.
He thought he would have had a sneaky smirk going on when I called him out.
I love exercise.
But he's getting on the treadmill right after.
You said stress reliever, his antenna went.
All right.
Well, you know,
but for real, I mean,
endorphins
endorphins are released and you feel better.
Well, I was going to say, like,
Right,
where the match is with Soba and diet-free life is in meeting people where they are, right? So if you remove judgment, then you're better able to help a person, take them by the hand. And the same with fitness, because with Greg, as he's moving into more exercise, we don't have him doing what you're doing.
Right.
It may be 12 minutes walking.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, exactly.
Andy got me walking 6 miles on the beach.
That's great,
Which
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my!
Did you?
that
I was about to say, did you forget you were exercising? But you just went, oh my! So I guess you did.
Well, no. At the end, the beach was sideways, and we did it barefoot, and it was a little. So the thing is, don't start out overdoing it.
Well, because then you also can get burned out because then you end up it hurts too much. You don't want to do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't walk with him anymore.
He walks on his own now.
Well, they did it once.
That's good. You've got to start somewhere. So as far as the types of diet, nutrition, exercise programs that you offer at Soba, which ones specifically do you have here at Soba, Texas?
Well, diet-free life. It's showing people how to eat foods in a way that would be diabetic friendly, heart healthy, right? So eating where your blood sugar levels aren't fluctuating too high or dropping too low, all that plays a big role in energy and how you feel. And the same thing, think about if you're constantly going for a stimulant to get yourself to feel better, and then you are no longer getting that stimulant, then food could be crucial. Well, it is crucial.
Right.
But we begin our day with a cup of coffee, because those who drink coffee, Greg, actually burn more calories than people who don't drink coffee.
Does Greg drink
Right.
coffee?
No, I drink coffee.
Okay.
He's a coffee monster.
Multiple
I
pots.
thought
Yeah.
it was like he was walking in, like drinking, taking up drinking coffee now.
No, Robert's. I've been having smoothies and a couple other, and what I always appreciated about him is that he meets people where they're at. So we had met in the boxing business, and a lot of fighters, they would come into camp 20 or 30 pounds overweight, and they would need to lose that in 6 weeks.
Jeez.
So they would starve themselves, and many, many times the guys at the very end, they would go into the sauna, and they would just lose water weight.
Sweat it out.
Well, and that's how they got hurt. The ones that had to lose 3 pounds in the last couple of hours, their brain couldn't recover that water. So you see fighters go from 120 pounds to 146 or 136
Right.
pounds in one day. And Robert would design these programs for them that was basically what they enjoyed.
Right. So, and it kind of goes against what most people believe they understand about weight loss and nutrition. Like, for instance, you can eat Mexican food and still lose weight. You can eat Italian food and still lose weight. Bread is part of the deal. So it's showing people how to eat what they love in what I call fat-burning combinations.
Oh, I like your style. We're going to talk more during the break, Robert, but you're really quick.
I was going to say, what I learned from going in and working with Robert was he teaches you about balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to do a balanced diet where you're allowed to have categories you wouldn't believe you can eat,
Right.
as long as it's countered by something else that you move in your daily plan. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't have to give up all of those delicious things that, you want to live, right? You want to live your life. Okay, so for more on Robert and diet-free life, you can go to dietfreelife.com. And again, his program is implemented at Soba, Texas. So that's good as well. You going to go walking after this?
Yeah, walking is my life.
All right. I can tell. That was very believable. It was very believable. We are going to answer your questions on recovery and addiction after the break. Welcome back. We are here with Greg Hanley, Daniel Baldwin, and Robert Ferguson with Soba Recovery, and we're going to answer some viewer questions. And we just had someone send us a question. It's Veronica. She wanted to know where she can get the Recovery Today publication. And it's free, by the way.
On any of the Soba websites,
Okay.
SoberRecovery.com, SobaTexas.com.
So just go and she can find a link and
Yeah,
get it
there's
that
a
way.
link right on there.
Okay, and it is free, so anyone can go and get that. SoberRecovery.com. Another question that we had from a viewer, she wanted to know, she said, I'm not sure how to act or what to say to my aunt who has started the recovery process. She's had several DUIs. Do I address the issue or just act like nothing has changed?
Maybe let her talk to you about it. So you don't need to force conversations on people, but somebody who's new in recovery, they like to talk about it. They feel differently, they're kind of excited, and try not to remind them on the things that you're mad about.
Right. Not the time to do that. Not the time to do that.
Be positive.
Okay, and speaking of what to say to someone who's in recovery, we found an article, and it talks about the things you should not say. So I'm just going to list the 4 and then get your take on those. First up, do not say, but you don't look like an addict. They also say, don't say, why couldn't you just stop? Surely you can have just one drink, do just one line. And finally, surely you're cured by now. Have y'all ever heard any of those?
No, I heard, I hate you, you owe me money.
Well, that's no good. Don't say that either. Not what you want to hear. But what should you be saying?
Well, I've said that to people. I had a relative that was in recovery, and I was like, what? You mean you can't have a drink? Come on. It's crazy. And I didn't understand.
That you really can't.
Yeah, that I'm encouraging him to do something that could be really harmful in his life. You couldn't tell an addict from a not an addict these days. They're the kids next door. They're the mom next door at the PTA. I have a community that is a lot of people, young people in recovery, and they're mixed in with students from the college, and you can't tell who's who over there.
Well, remember, too, a lot of the times back when Greg and I started our program, it was illegal things that we were doing. So there was the law that would intervene sometimes. You know, there was when you're just getting a prescription now that's given by a doctor, that's legal.
Right. You're like, I have a prescription.
It's legal and it's lethal.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will let you know what you can do today if you or someone you love is in serious trouble battling an addiction. Welcome back, and we are back with Soba Recovery. And gentlemen, if we have people watching today that are maybe in trouble, that are battling addiction, there's someone they love who they think could be in trouble, what can they do today immediately after the show?
It starts the phone call. If they just call and ask a simple question or want some info, there's a lot of specialists that are standing by that answer the phone. Sometimes Greg even answers the phone. I might answer the phone. After
But
the
someone
show,
will be there to answer the phone.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, after the show, a lot of times people drive right up, too.
That's great.
So,
And it's just talking.
Yeah.
People can talk about things that maybe they've been not able to before.
All right,
Give a call.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for being here. And we're grateful that Soba Texas is open. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
22.
2 seconds.